Imagine a world where secret societies shape the course of history, where philosophers, revolutionaries, and visionaries met in shadowy lodges to discuss ideas that would transform society. This was the world of the Enlightenment, a time when secret societies like the Freemasons, Rosicrucians, and the Perfectibilist Order, founded by Adam Weishaupt, played a pivotal role in challenging feudalism and paving the way for capitalism. Today, we are diving into the fascinating history of these secret societies, their ties to the Enlightenment, and how their ideas helped dismantle the feudal system. Let's get started. The Enlightenment was a time of radical ideas and social upheaval. Thinkers like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Locke championed reason, science, and individual liberty, but their ideas often clashed with the rigid hierarchies of feudalism and the authority of the church. Secret societies emerged as safe spaces for intellectuals to discuss these revolutionary ideas. The Freemasons, for example, became a global network of men and a few women who promoted Enlightenment values like equality, fraternity, and rational thought. Their lodges were places where aristocrats, merchants, and scholars could meet as equals, breaking down the rigid class structures of feudalism. Similarly, the Rosicrucians, inspired by their manifestos, Fama Fraternitatis, Confessio Fraternitatis, and the chemical wedding of Christian Rosenkreuz, sought to reform society through esoteric knowledge, alchemy, and spiritual enlightenment. Their ideas resonated with those who wanted to challenge the status quo. But perhaps the most controversial of these societies was the Perfectibilist Order, better known as the Illuminati, founded by Adam Weishaupt in 1776. Weishaupt's goal was to create a society free from religious and political oppression, where reason and education would reign supreme. Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law in Bavaria, founded the Illuminati with the aim of promoting Enlightenment ideals. He believed that by educating individuals and freeing them from superstition and dogma, society could be transformed. Weishaupt's vision was radical for its time. He advocated for the abolition of monarchy, the separation of church and state, and the establishment of a merit-based society. His ideas were outlined in his writings, such as A Brief Justification of My Intentions, where he argued that the Illuminati's mission was to perfect human nature through reason and education. But here is the catch. Weishaupt's ideas were far ahead of their time. In the late 18th century, feudalism was still deeply entrenched, and the church wielded immense power. The demands of the Illuminati, like equality, secularism, and universal education, were seen as dangerous and subversive. The Bavarian government eventually banned the Illuminati in 1784, and Weishaupt was forced into exile. But his ideas lived on, influencing later revolutionary movements and contributing to the intellectual foundation of modern liberalism. The Rosicrucian manifestos, published in the early 17th century, called for a universal reformation of mankind. They envisioned a world where science, religion, and philosophy were united in the pursuit of truth and enlightenment. The manifestos spoke of a secret brotherhood, led by the mythical figure Christian Rosenkreuz, who had traveled to the East to acquire ancient wisdom. This brotherhood sought to heal the sick, spread knowledge, and reform society. But like Weishaupt's ideas, the Rosicrucian vision was ahead of its time. The manifestos were written during a period of intense religious and political turmoil, when the demands for universal education, scientific progress, and social reform seemed impossible. Yet, the Rosicrucian ideals of spiritual and intellectual transformation resonated with many Enlightenment thinkers. Their emphasis on alchemy and Hermeticism also influenced the development of modern science, as figures like Isaac Newton drew inspiration from these esoteric traditions. So, how did these secret societies contribute to the decline of feudalism and the rise of capitalism? First, they provided a platform for the exchange of ideas. The Freemasons, Rosicrucians, and Illuminati brought together individuals from different social classes, fostering a sense of equality and shared purpose. This was a direct challenge to the rigid hierarchies of feudalism. Second, they promoted Enlightenment values like reason, individualism, and progress. These ideas undermined the authority of the church and the aristocracy, paving the way for the rise of capitalism. The emphasis on education and meritocracy, championed by Weishaupt and others, also aligned with the needs of an emerging capitalist economy. Finally, the secret societies inspired political revolutions. The American and French revolutions, both influenced by Enlightenment ideals, marked the end of feudalism and the beginning of modern democratic and capitalist societies. The Freemasons, in particular, played a significant role in these revolutions, with figures like George Washington and Benjamin Franklin being prominent members. The world has since moved in the direction of these Enlightenment ideals. The values of reason, equality, and individual liberty that were once radical are now foundational to modern democracies and capitalist societies. The separation of church and state, universal education, and merit-based systems are all legacies of the Enlightenment and the secret societies that championed these ideas. But the story does not end there. Some believe that these secret societies never truly disappeared, that they live on, more secretive and powerful than ever. Conspiracy theories about the Illuminati, Freemasons, and other groups continue to captivate the public imagination, with claims that they secretly control governments, economies, and even global events. Whether these theories are true or not, one thing is clear. The ideas of the Enlightenment and the secret societies that promoted them have left an indelible mark on the world. The secret societies of the Enlightenment were more than just shadowy groups. They were incubators of revolutionary ideas that transformed the world. From the Freemasons to the Rosicrucians to the Illuminati, these societies challenged feudalism, promoted Enlightenment values, and laid the groundwork for modern capitalism. What do you think? Were these societies forces for good, or did their secrecy and elitism undermine their ideals? And do you believe they still exist today, pulling the strings behind the scenes? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more fascinating stories from history.